Hello friends, welcome to another fabulous adventure in the history of technology. Today we're going to explore the history of the telephone. So let's get started. Once upon a time in the 1970s, sorry, wrong 70s, the 1870s, March 10th, 1876 to be exact, two well-known inventors each independently designed devices that could transmit sound along electrical cables. They were Alexander Graham Bell and Elijah Gray. Both devices were registered at the patent office within hours of each other, and a bitter legal battle ensued over who really invented the telephone, which Bell eventually won. Elijah Gray claimed Alexander Bell stole the telephone invention, adding that they had been working together. And man, that would suck. Wait, actually, isn't this similar to what happened with Microsoft? Right? Anyway, future episode. Between 1877 and 1878, Edison invented and developed the carbon microphone, which was used in all telephones, including Bell's receiver, up until the 1980s. Early phones required direct connections as there was no way to switch between multiple receivers, so they began by using telegraph stations. While working with Thomas Edison in 1876, a man named Theodore Puskas invented the telephone exchange, the first of which was built in New Haven, Connecticut in January of 1877. Yeah, this thing only worked with point-to-point connections, so the exchange existed as a switchboard to which operators connected calls by inserting a pair of phone plugs into an appropriate jacks to create a direct line. The caller spoke to an operator at a central office and requested a connection. You probably heard this concept but didn't understand why. I've seen it in movies before, but, well, now you know. They only worked via direct connection, and that was manual. Oh, one more thing. Being in complete control of the call, the operator was in a position to listen to private conversations at their discretion. So there was literally no privacy. Being such an important place in history of technology, the first telephone exchange was designated a historic landmark in 1965. Impressive. Until they withdrew this status so they could demolish it to build a parking lot. Progress. Anyway, in 1904, over 3 million phones were connected by manual switchboard exchange. Let's speed this up.
In 1879, people received phone numbers assigned instead of just telling the operator their name. The candlestick phone came in 1890, and it remained in use until the rotary phone was invented in 1927. Among these were the Western Electric A1, B1, and D1, or Model 102, which was very popular.
Eventually, in 1927, the first transatlantic call was placed, followed by the first telephone call center around the world. This call was routed over 23,000 miles of telephone service. And then in 1936, the telephone exchange became electric, effectively eliminating over 100,000 operator jobs in the US alone. And finally, we come to the touch-tone telephone, introduced in 1963. This is the phone still in use today. It was a push-button phone made possible by a dual-tone multi-frequency, or DTMF. In 1984, Motorola introduced a cordless version of the DTMF phone, which, if I remember correctly, was around the time of the microwave oven and the Betamax video recorder. But I digress. There's so much more to this story, and mobile phones are a different story altogether, so we'll cover that in a future episode. I hope you found this information useful, or at least you learned something. So until next time, thank you for watching.